welcome to the session this morning on a day that we got some good news from the President. So from the 1st of June, I'm sure you're all aware already, construction will begin, and during this week, IOPSA will be spending a lot of time just checking out the regulations, seeing the hows and the what we have to do in order to get back to construction. But really great news that we can open up the economy a little bit more, and specifically that the plumbers can get back to construction. So guys, today's session, delving a little bit further into, as a follow-up from our previous session regarding saving your business or business survival during this period, and delving a little bit further into practical upselling tips for plumbers. So first off, back in the day, selling was a hard sell. It was about selling at all costs, no matter whether your client needed it or didn't need it. And I'm sure all of us have experienced that at some point or another. But today, it's more about building trust and educating than the hard sell. So talking about upsell and add-on sales, the first thing you need to know is that the average success rate of an upsell in 70% of the time, it's a fun work. And that's quite normal, and that's what most people can expect, and that is what turns a lot of people off upselling and add-on sales, because it has a fairly low rate of success. However, the average success rate of not asking for a sale is 0%. That means it's 100% failure. So you can choose to either tackle something that's going to give you an extra 30%, or you can leave it out and get 0%, and that's what you've got to make a decision. And I promise you that that extra 30% or that 30% success rate will make a phenomenal change to your business. So if you look towards the bottom of the screen there, I've done a very simple, very basic little calculation to say that if a team does 3 jobs per day and adds 100 Rand additional to each job they do every day, that will add 76,000 Rand, 76,000 Rand per team for the year. If it's 200 Rand, it'll be about 152,000 Rand. If it's 500 Rand, it'll be 360,000 Rand. And if it's 1,000 Rand, it can be as much as 720,000 Rand per team. So if you were to achieve that 720,000 Rand and you had 3 teams on the road, you're talking about 2 million Rand a year. That is big money, and that will make a massive, massive difference to virtually any plumbing company. So how do we go about upselling? So the first and the most important point is that knowledge is power. If your staff are well trained, if they understand the products and the services that they're selling, and they understand what it is that they need to be looking for and how to sell it, then they will be way more successful. You need to understand the needs of your customer base. One of you, I'm sure, operates in a slightly different customer base. Some guys will be doing mainly work for businesses. Others will be doing work for homeowners. Some will be doing work for low-income homeowners. Some will be doing work for high-income homeowners. Some will be doing work for insurance companies or for construction companies or property managers. But each one of your client bases has got different needs. What we've got to be careful of is we've got to be careful of projecting what we think they need onto them. You need to talk to your customers, and you need to listen to your customers to understand what their needs are. Not what you think they want, but what they actually want and what they actually need. So when you're on site, or when your teams are on site, the easiest way of picking up upsells is to use all your senses. So this is a nice, easy thing that you can teach to your teams. It's simple, it's easy to understand, and it's something that you can implement in your business. So the senses are look, listen, feel, taste, and smell. So look, When you're on the job, look around. Look for things that are incorrect, that are damaged, that are non-compliant, dangerous. Is there a blocked drain? Is there something that's obviously broken? Look, listen, run the taps and listen for water hammer. Flush the toilet. Listen, is the cistern filling noisily, or is there a noisy flush? Maybe in an apartment block where somebody else in one of the other apartments flushes the toilet. Is the flushing sound very loud? Feel the water temperature. Feel the pressure. Feel for vibrations in the pipe. I know this sounds silly, but taste the water. Is there excessive chemicals, or does the water have a poor taste? Smell. Can you smell a drain smell anywhere, especially in kitchens? I think we all know that very often there's drain smells in kitchens, and it's a simple thing of or maybe a trap behind the washing machine or the dishwasher that's not there. Can you smell poor water quality? Can you smell chemicals? Those are sort of things that you can use to identify opportunities for you to upsell. Another tool that you can use in upselling, and probably the most important tool in your kit box, is the non-compliance notice. Now, IOPSA is in the process of developing some more non-compliance notices. But if you use the current non-compliance notice when you evaluate the job, so in other words, before you start the actual work, is to point out non-compliances to the homeowner or to the business owner, and then see if you can upsell them to make the installation compliant. Important critical factor is that the client must understand what you're talking about. He must or she must be able to see immediately that what does this mean for me? Because clients are not interested in compliance per se, but they are interested in the impacts for them. And that's the way that you need to sell, bringing an installation into compliance. What does it mean for me, the homeowner? Develop inexpensive flat rate prices for bringing installations up to compliance. So we all know what the key non-compliances are that we come across on a regular basis within our particular client base. So you know what those are. Develop a nice, easy, flat rate price to say it's going to cost 700 Rand to do the lagging around your geyser, or it's going to cost 500 Rand to put in to correct your vent on your drain. Make it easy for the client to decide. Don't have a big, long, complicated, convoluted thing. Make it simple and easy for the client to decide. And always remember one thing. It is the client's choice. It is their decision. It's there. They own this installation. So don't be too pushy. Be honest. Never lie, because it will come out somewhere in the wash and you will lose that client forever. You need to develop trust with your client so that your client becomes a repeat client. I did already mention lagging, but I just think that lagging is one of those quick, easy winners on geyser, solar, heat pump installations that really can make a big difference to a plumber's profit. When you're talking about geysers, actively look for the upsell. But don't sell a person that's in a flat, that's a bachelor in a flat that has a 50-litre geyser. Now, don't try and sell him a 250-litre geyser, because, again, that's unnecessary and it's unethical, and that will actually be against the standard. So where appropriate, take a look at upselling the geyser size. I've put together a few examples. I'm sure there are loads more examples. You guys are much more experienced on the coalface than I am. And I'm sure that within your own client bases, if you give it some thought, that you'll come up with some really good add-on sales. So when we talk about add-on sales, what we're talking about here is you've gone along to a client's house to fix a leak. And you notice that in the shower, they have a very, very old shower head, what they used to call a Prestex shower head. And most people nowadays want to have a really nice, decent shower. So an example of an add-on sale is saying, listen here, I've got a very, very nice, multi-function, fancy, water-saving, blah, 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 shower head in my van. It's going to cost you $250 or $300 or whatever it is for me to quickly install this, and tonight you'll have a really great shower. So those are the types of add-on sales that you must be looking for. Things like shower heads, water-saving devices, lagging, geyser blankets, kitchen and sink mixers. There's such lack of fancy kitchen and sink mixers available nowadays that are quite easy, quick and easy to install, and really. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't know if I lost connection or whatever it was. Also, don't forget about services. It's not only add-on products, but it's also add-on services. So when you're at the client's house or the business premises, have a quick look at the traps, the gullies, the floor drains, grease traps, things like that. See if they maybe need a service, maybe a disinfection, or if the client's been having problems with blocked drains, maybe do a camera inspection, or even sell preventative drain maintenance. So, if you've got a hydrojet or if you've got a drain cleaning machine, send it down the line, clean out whatever needs to be cleaned out, even though the drain is not blocked yet. If it's cheap, quick, and inexpensive, go for it. So yeah, guys, just when you're out there, when your teams are out there, teach them to look for the opportunities, to find ways to sell to the clients, and develop a script. Develop a little bit of a script for your guys that they can read off, and make sure that you've got, if you're going to do add-on sales on products, make sure that you've got stock in the van, that you don't have to now rush off to your supplier and take another hour. You need to make it as quick and easy as possible. So if I use again the example of the shower rose, you have this nice shower rose in your van, and you have a flat rate pricing. Your staff knows the benefits of this and the features of the shower rose, and it becomes an easy sell for the client and a quick and easy way for you to add a couple of $100 to your job. The more professional you are, the easier the upsell will always be. So when you come across as being unprofessional, and like we've spoken about on many occasions, your guys look like they've just climbed out of a sewer, and the bucky's all beaten up, and you're smelly and dirty, you're not believable. You don't appear to the client as a trustworthy source. So be professional, look professional, sound professional, and your upsell will become 1,000 times easier. And don't forget the golden question. The golden question is, after every job, you finish the job, is there anything else I can do for you? Very often, more often than you believe, the client will say, yes, please, just take a look at this, or can you look at that? Especially if you've done a nice, quick, decent job for the homeowner. At that point in time, they've got goodwill for you, they like you, they enjoy you, and if you then ask them if there's anything else that they're struggling with, they will be much more inclined to say to you, oh yes, by the way, my kitchen tap is dripping, or there's a funny smell coming from my drain, or something like that. And that's where you can jump in. And remember, guys, don't try and make a whole year's budget on that type of work. Make it quick, easy, and inexpensive for the client, but you make the extra bucks because you're already on site. Guys, upselling, add-on sales will transform your business, will transform the profitability of your business. So make it a critical factor within your business, and you'll see the differences. Yeah, guys, just again, we're starting to come out of the lockdown. So there's some positive news. Construction is getting back, and that's going to make a huge difference to our economy and specifically to our industry. But just remember, guys, there's a lot of hard work ahead of us. Our economy has been put into a really bad place. So think about the things that I spoke about in my last session, ways that we can improve. Buy local products, choose local products, support small businesses, stay away from corruption, stop the corruption and report it wherever you can, and help those that are less fortunate. And through these simple mechanisms, we'll make a big impact on our South African economy and get ourselves back up to where our economy should be.